Greetings, folks. Welcome to Mind the Moment in Everyday Life. Now, each month, we take a theme and we explore how mindfulness can support us in bringing that theme to life in our everyday lives. Our theme for this month of April is the Mindful Gardener, which we will be exploring mindfulness practices to support how we garden and gardening practices that may inform what it means for us to be mindful. I'm your host, John Roberts from Living Well Community, your home for interactive virtual wellness classes and on-demand programming created and curated by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. I'm thrilled to be joined all this month by your mindfulness guide, Shanti Douglas. Welcome, Shanti. How are you today?
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, Shanti, over the next 4 sessions, we're going to be getting a chance to know you as an expert mindfulness teacher. Right now, I'd love to get to know you a little bit better as a person and as a person who gardens. If I may ask you, who is your gardening hero? Who's the person who inspired or inspires you still to get out there and garden? And before you
Yeah.
answer, folks, we'd love for you to be a part of this conversation today as well. So please do open up the chat and let us know yourself. Who is your gardening hero? And also, please feel free to drop into the chat any other questions or comments you may have, either now or at any point during today's program. So, Shanti, what do you think? Who has inspired you to be the gardener you are or have become?
Oh, I had, you know what? I have zero hesitancy in the answer to this. It's my Oma, my grandmother. I lived with her when I was 10 years old in Germany for a year, and she was a farmer. You can tell even from my hands, I have like big farmer's hands. And, just, yeah, doing everything from tilling things to the chickens and like every aspect of a farm that you can imagine. That was my life, and it was the most joyful year of my entire life. Yes.
That's
So
that's wonderful. So this let's dedicate this session to her. Now, and Shanti, it's my understanding that we'll be organizing these sessions around the progression of the plant, all the way from seed to harvest. Uh,
yes.
let's get started with seed, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So, seeds. First of all, I just want to say welcome to April. I'm so excited for this brand new month. Every single month is a new beginning, and this month particularly, we're finally in spring. We know as a New Englander what it means to come out of winter and to come into spring. I'm wearing my bright green shirt today to celebrate that. And yeah, the seeds that we cultivate right now in the words that we speak, the actions that we do, in our thoughts, they really have huge repercussions for what we're going to be sowing, in our future state. So that's really what we're going to be tapping into today in our meditation and in our practice, both here, and I have a few little, joy things that you can do afterwards as we progress through this month.
Very good. So, Shanti, how would you like to formulate this? Do you think we should go into the meditation practice first, or should we be talking more about how we're going to be actually doing our planting?
Yeah, I think we should begin with our practice, and that will be the seed
Hmm.
that we can bring forth for the rest of our conversation in time. And love to have questions and comments again in the chat. So just welcome everyone. So, to begin our practice, of course, we always want to come into a comfortable posture, getting to know the field of our energy, of what's right here. I invite you to take whatever posture works for you, whether you're sitting, if you're laying down, if you're standing, there's a stability to your standing, an ease to your standing. There's that invitation to, if it feels right, we can close our eyes and turn our attention inward. We're just creating a soft haze gaze again just beginning to create this soft present bubble of being right here. Relaxing the belly helps us to recognize that we're here in our body, that we're here in this present moment. And so maybe inviting a deep breath or two or three. And to get us started today in this particular practice, I'd like to read a quote from one of my teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh. He says, "Your mind is like a piece of land planted with many different kinds of seeds, seeds of joy, peace, mindfulness, understanding, and love. And there are also seeds of craving and anger, fear, hate, and forgetfulness. These wholesome seeds and unwholesome seeds are always there, sleeping in the soil of your mind. The quality of your life depends on the seeds you water. If you plant tomato seeds in your gardens, tomatoes will grow. Just so, if you water a seed of peace in your mind, peace will grow. When the seeds of happiness in you are watered, you will become happy. When the seed of anger in you is watered, you will become angry. The seeds that are watered frequently are those that grow strong." So, from that, imagine right now that it's a beautiful spring day. If you look outside, it's a big blue sky. The sun is shining. It's warm. It might even feel, that warmth might feel luxurious after this cold, wintry weather. As you breathe in that fresh air. You know, that air where you just want to throw all the windows open in your house, get everything heated up, get that smell of springtime to come into your space. Outstretched in front of you right now is a field. It's a wide, expansive, open field. And imagine this vast landscape. It's rich with nutritious soil that the elements of the sun and the rain and the earthworms have helped to cultivate, to help to enrich. There's bees and butterflies flittering about, and everything's beginning to come alive, to awaken to this new time, to this new energy. Right now, just let yourself embrace this place, this space. Feel its warmth coming into all of the cells of your body, of your mind, of your heart. This place is excited and happy that you're here. It's like the earth has been waiting for us, waiting to welcome us, to say, "I'm so glad that you're here." As we connect to the earth elements, breathe in that sense of potential, that sense of possibility, the aliveness. You might even feel it coursing through your body right now, underneath your skin. Feel the springtime right here, right now. And just like Thich Nhat Hanh shared, already right here within this landscape are the seeds of all time. Everything that has ever existed is already right here. Everything that might possibly be is already right here. There's ancient wisdom, both in the earth and within ourselves, because we are part of the earth. There's a deep knowing, an intelligence that goes way beyond this present immediate moment. So breathing in the possibility of what could be begins right here and right now. Everything is open and available to us. Anything that we want to cultivate, whatever we wish to grow, we already have the seeds within us. We don't need to look outside of ourselves. Everything's right here. So take a moment now and reflect. What do you want to grow in your life? What seeds of wisdom, of being, do you want to cultivate? What would be helpful for you, for your family, for your society, for your community? What seeds would help you to establish yourself in the way that your heart is leading you towards, of what's most important to you for your goodness and how you wish to engage with your life and your world, and of course, your sense of self. And as we do this, we simply just listen. What does my heart desire? What would I feel enriched by cultivating? What is a need that's been wanting for a while that maybe I've put to the side because life is busy and I don't have the time or the energy? It's miraculous how just watering small seeds helps them to grow. So let's move away from any thought that might say, not yet, not now, and instead give yourself the freedom to say, yes, this is what I want. This is important. This would make a difference. Perhaps the seed that's coming to you in your heart, messaging to you, is something that you've never done before, that you've never really paid attention to or tried to cultivate before. How wonderful. Something fresh, something new. Or maybe it's going back to a time in your life or a way of being that you just want to bring forth, like greater patience, or ease, or a sense of curiosity in conversations, or an interest in others, others beyond what's immediately right here in front of you. Or maybe it's a seed of understanding in a new way, or a seed of laughter and humor that you want to cultivate. So let's take that seed, this micro seed, no matter how big or how small, and imagine yourself planting that seed or many seeds inside of your heart, inside your body, inside your mind. And as you breathe, it's as if you are gently watering the seed. You're beginning to support the growth. You're beginning to say, yes, you're important. I care about you. I'm making room for you. I'm going to protect you from the elements. I'm going to make sure that you have a safe place to grow. So let's take a quiet moment or two and invite all of that inside of you. And let's add the sunshine of a big smile. Always bringing the sunshine of our smile to ourselves, to our seeds. It's the best source of energy. And as we come to a close in this practice, just take a moment now and think, how might you, is there an object or something right here, even in your space, that you might use to keep you activated, to keep you remembering about this seed? Perhaps it's a sticky note or a heart rock or a favorite water bottle with a new message on top of what your seed is that you're watering every time you're taking a sip of water. And again, another big smile. Thank you, everyone, for your practice today. And I'd love to hear in the chat perhaps some seeds that you feel are important for you to nourish over the next few weeks.
Shanti, while folks are thinking and typing, well, I did want to read a quote from somebody from Thoreau put into the chat here. Though I do not believe that a plant will spring up where no seed has been, I have great faith in a seed. Convince me that you have a seed there, and I am prepared to expect wonders. Very appropriate. And I also just wanted to mention that another person said in the chat that they also had a grandmother in Germany that taught them to garden. So makes me wish I had had a German grandmother. Shanti, I want to thank you for those reflections because, I mean, just for myself at least, I can say that as a human, as humans, I think we have this tendency to think of ourselves as being almost above the earth, like walking above the earth, like sort of emotionally aloof from the earth. And of course, that's not true. Of course, we consume the food from the earth. We return to the earth one day, and that's just the actuality. And I feel like it's important for us in these sorts of gardening and mindfulness practices just to remember that truth, even though we might sometimes feel as though we are separate from it.
Yeah, and the earth is so nourishing. Even if you look at the practice of earthing, which is part of why I love to garden, right? We know that depression and anxiety, 20 minutes earth skin to my body skin is reduced, right? So playing outside, being in the yard, even if you don't specifically have a garden, it doesn't matter, right? We have pots of dirt and we have plants in the house and we bring them in and they just have us feeling connected. I mean, it's one of the reasons why you go to the ocean or you go to the mountains, or even if you don't visit, you see them online and there's like a big sense of awe, like, wow, right? And it just takes us out of ourselves. And um, those big heavy things that we've been carrying on our shoulders, they just, one of my favorite things is the achiness I feel after being outside all day. It's like the best type of ache, and you sleep so well. So I'm just, yeah, I'm super excited about spending so much more time outside.
No, Shanti, I was really appreciating your idea of how we need to water the seeds that we plant, our seeds of intentions or our actual seeds. But I'm also curious. I gather that success in one's physical and mindful gardens probably has a little bit to do as well with the quality of the soil that we lay down. I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on how we can ensure that we have the right soil ready for both types of gardens, but I suppose for the moment, maybe the mindful garden.
Yeah, so the soil is really, really important. The physical soil that we have, right? We want organic elements. We want to compost our food. We want to, repurpose what we have. Even if you don't have a big composter outside, there are some worm. I know it sounds really weird, but I've had them before. They don't smell or anything. You have a worm composter in your home and you put your stuff in there, and the worms just, they love it. That's their food. And then what you get out of that is the most richest soil ever. And for ourselves, our compost, we want to look at our history. We want to look at the challenges that we go through. And what did I learn? How did I grow? How can I use these things that I don't really like and I really didn't want as stepping stones to move forward? Because quite frankly, we don't learn in the smooth and easy. And while I'm not saying we want to throw ourselves into the fire all the time, we definitely don't want to do that. Reflecting, and this is part of our mindfulness and meditation practice, when I can look at what I've done well, what hasn't worked well, how can I learn and grow, put down that judgment that we might have, put down that need for perfection or unrealistic expectations. Those things can keep us tethered to the earth in not a healthy way. We want to flow with things.
Wonderful. Shanti, somebody says that for them, so many seeds are coming to mind as they practice with us. Love, joy, kindness, empowerment, inspiration, creativity, and so many more. I was really sort of hooking into the idea you mentioned of patience because I feel like I always feel like I can be more patient with my family members than perhaps I am. Give them a little more benefit of the doubt than I do. So that I think that's what I'm going to be working with this week. Somebody else
Cool.
says many indigenous cultures walk barefoot on the earth, symbolizing a connection with the earth and respect for the land. They say I occasionally do this early in the morning in my yard, especially if I wake up feeling anxious. So there's a piece of good advice there as well.
I
And
love
Shanti, I
that.
was really picking up on your idea of having something that we in our sort of immediate environment that could help remind us to water the seeds that we plant. And I was just have a couple of things here. This a pair of keys. I'm not even sure what they are, but I feel like they have a nice jingle to them. So I'm going to put those in my pocket. That might be the thing that I guess kind of keep close to me to, remind myself to plant or to water the seeds. But I suppose also we can have the actual plants themselves in our environment, which I feel this maybe is the right moment to let's talk about planting.
Yes, so we have many different practices we wanted to offer. And one of them, of course, is, that embodied sense. How can I bring that seed? How can I water that seed of patience or joy or grace or whatever that is? But then I also thought it would be fun over this next month for us to actually plant something. And John, I don't know if you want to put up I wanted to pick easy peasy things. So all you need is a little container. That's it. Just put some good, healthy dirt in there and then grab some seeds. Yeah, John has some. So I picked some really quick and easy ones like zinnias. I just planted, by the way, half an hour ago, some zinnias in here. So I'm going to keep this right at my desk. We're going to see how they grow. There's some vegetables that are super easy too. Really happy if you have kids, they love all of this. And I want to share something. I'm going to surprise you, John, but I'm going to share something that can everybody see that? So that's lettuce that I planted 5 days ago. Look at how big that is already, right? And I repurposed an old a lettuce container. So I thought that was really funny that I'm growing lettuce now in a lettuce container. But look at how big they are just after 5 days. So I'm really going to invite everyone, if you sort of want to play along with practicing with cultivating the seeds, nourishing the seeds. And as a little reminder, get a little sprayer or something to water. If you dump water on seeds, they sort of like scatter. Just a little bit of water, right? Because we don't want to over water. We just want to have balance with the elements of care that we have with them.
Now, Shanti, for those of us who are really new to this, and I'm looking at myself here, what do you have a recommendation for type of soil? Like if I go to the garden store, like what should I be asking for or looking for?
Yeah, just get organic, garden soil or potting soil. They come in little containers, but let's keep the chemicals out of stuff for now. Super easy peasy, not outrageous, but it will make everything happy.
Well, so here's another thing, Shanti. So I again, this is really I'm quite new to the gardening piece of this. So for those of us who may not have done this sort of thing before, is there things we should be looking at, like common pitfalls that new gardeners encounter that maybe I should be looking out for?
Impatience. We want things to happen like right now. What you'll notice is that things take a while to grow, right? So each week, I'm going to take a picture of that lettuce. You're going to notice it takes a while. So we'll be working with that as we go through the weeks of sprouting and growth and harvest, all of those things. But I think patience is a really important aspect of even how we have impatience with the spring. Hurry up, where the heck are you? We've been waiting 6 months, I'm still freezing, sort of thing. So patience is a wonderful thing to practice. And then, of course, just giving yourself joy, experimentation, curiosity, and definitely, whether you're a beginner or not, there's always don't know mind, right? Beginner's mind.
Shanti, I could not be more grateful for your guidance today. This is a wonderful journey we're on. I love this. I just love this idea of planting something, having it in our environment, and having it be the reminder to also be watering and tending these other sorts of seeds that we're planting, seeds of patience, seeds of creativity, or whatever they might be. But I can't wait till we're back together with you again next week, Shanti. Thank you for your time and for all of your teaching today.
Yeah.
Now, a final word before we go today, if I may, from my colleague here at Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan, Angelique Sobel, who wrote the following. She wrote, quote, There's something powerful about planting something and watching it grow. It's a radical act of hope. It is an investment in the future, end quote. So I'm grateful you've taken the time to invest in exploring mindful gardening with us today. And we hope to see you again here next week. Same time, we'll be back with Shanti. Until then, folks, please go forth and be excellent to each other.